Is it weird that I just want to stay inside? Like, I don't want to go outside at all. I've locked myself in the house. That's what I've done. Like, I quickly run to do school run and then I run back home and I lock myself in the house. I have panic attacks to leave the house. Especially that I don't have a car right now. It's just like I have gone back to England. Yeah. What do you mean? How did you go so far across the world? What does that mean? A plane? Thank you. I see one thing about me. I have no, thank you very much. I have no social anxiety, you know. The one thing about this situation, like honestly, one thing until the execution, I had no social anxiety. I was the same girl that would go, hey, I would be the same girl that would go to the movies by herself, go have lunch by herself. Like, I didn't care. But I used to solo travel all the time. I've been so many places by myself, all over America. I've been to Chicago alone, New York alone, South Carolina alone, Arizona alone, Phoenix, well, that's in Arizona, Arkansas, Texarkana. Like, hi Dana, I have been everywhere alone. I was such a loner before, so it's like now, since the execution, I am trapped in the house. I have trapped myself in the house. Literally, I dropped my child to school and I ran back home and I've been in the house since then. And luckily, one of her school friends' mums wanted her to have a play date. I was like, fantastic. I don't have to leave the house. Hi, Natalia. I'm just like, yeah. Right now, it sounds so bad, but my sofa is my best friend. I said it earlier, I can't even go into my bedroom. Good afternoon, Latoya. I'm really trying to be. I think I just shut it down by sleeping. That's what I do. I've developed this thing where I just sleep it through, like, and it's stressing me out. Yeah, to see my baby, it was nice, but yeah, I just sleep it through, and then I have panic attacks in my sleep. So I'm just like, yeah. Like, I have so much work to do and I can't get myself into it. I can't, like, hi Sarai. You can do, Samantha. They've prescribed me 2 stuff. There's so many memories of my husband. So many. Like, that was my best friend. That was my best friend. I could talk to him about anything and everything, and you knew you didn't feel on edge. You knew you was not going to be judged. You knew, like, we had good conversations, bad conversations. Hi, thank you. We spoke about like, bring a topic up and I will tell you we've spoken about it. That was my best friend. Thank you. I have ADHD, so I've always struggled with staying fixated in one place to watch. I don't, Skylar, I can't tell you. I genuinely can't tell you. What do I miss the most? I miss everything. I miss his presence. That's what I miss. I miss... When am I leaving? Where? I miss his voice. I miss his presence. Like, by now I would be on the phone to him, and now we're already in. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I haven't dreamt about him. I don't know what it means to feel him. Like, how did you do law school while being a single mother? Oh, girl. Oh, Brianna, honey bunny. Sure. I don't even know myself. All I know was it was Red Bull and Ready Salted Crisp that helped me through. And sleepless nights. And pretty much working like a maniac. There was no life. No, I'm not a student. I've graduated over 2 years ago now. Thank you. He won't have a funeral, no, my darling. Yeah, I did bring him home with me. We are always working. Guys, do I have any moderators here with me? Thank you. Sarai, I hope you're okay, but I'm gonna make you a moderator. Because, girl... Oh, I can't add you as a moderator for some reason. For some reason, I can't make you a moderator. Thank you. Who is she cleaning? Who? Oh yeah, she's doing the dishes. She's doing the dishes, guys. Yeah, she's doing the dishes. Jesus, why is it so bright? Thank you. I love how some of these Albanian warriors came on here to try and cuss me out, and they realized it ain't working for them. Oh, here they are. What would I do without you, silly boys? Sorry, Charlotte, I keep missing it. Or does she just do them? I missed it. What did you say? Oh, honey, trust me. In the beginning, yeah, there's a bit of moaning in the beginning, but then she just gets on with it. She just gets on with it. She knows it's part of the chores. And she knows she has to learn to make this a priority in her life, because I always tell her, one day you're going to live by yourself. And then it's so funny because the only complaint she has, thank you. The only complaint she has, she goes, well, from now on, we shouldn't have many more dishes. And I'm like, well, it needs to be cleaned. Thank you. She's 9. Thank you. I met everybody. When I tell you guys, I've spent so much time with his whole family. This is the story. I need to do a video about like everything. Like, I spent so much time. Would you go back to visit? Potentially, yes. Yeah, he did pass away, Samantha. He passed away 20 days ago. James would have said he won, but we both know who did. Because two-step is not winning. Cremated. But his ashes are eventually going to get buried, because he wanted him and I to be buried next to each other. So I'm gonna decide where to bury his ashes, and then make sure that we have lots together. I don't know when I'm gonna die, but yeah. So that's something that I'm gonna do. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I live in London, but yeah, I was there I was his last voice. We were each other's last everything. They did give him an option to bury him. Well, this is the thing, like, it's not up to anybody. When it came to his funeral, it was between him and I. And he was very, very clear that he wanted to make sure that we were buried together. And then the idea of getting his body transported to England was very, very hard. So we decided to get a cremation, hence why it happened quite quickly, and then bury his ashes. Thank you, Nunu. I am holding up. Hi, Ida, how are you? I am, oh, thank you. This is interesting. Some questions are so questionable. How are people asking about my intimate life? What hold on. You are telling me that people are interested to know about my internet. Wow. That's wild. That is wild. Like, you are actually interested. Like, do you actually... I want you... I want you to look at how can you love someone without getting intimate. I beg you, please. I want you to go to the mirror and say it slowly and clearly to yourself, and ensure you're listening to what is coming out of your mouth, and then let me know how it sounds after. Yeah, he's already been cremated. Like, I genuinely, some people need to just sit in front of a mirror. I used to say this to James as well. I used to say this to James when James and I could never love someone by just talking. Okay, then go open your legs and let's find out. Jesus. Go open your legs then. Go and find, I guess feelings come through between your legs. I don't know. Thank you, Simone. Right. Boy, I think they're doing more than floating if they're speaking like that. Their boat is definitely floating. Guys, stop it. Guys, stop it. Stop it, please, because I'm about to get... Hi, Manda! The DR will eventually be abolished, I can promise you that. Because the newer generations, the younger generations are not tolerating it as much as the older generations. So it's eventually it's becoming more and more less favored. But yeah. I feel like the DR's death row, he was 37. I feel like at this time he would usually call me, so I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go on live. I never thought I would be able to go on, like, I'm not even gonna lie, keep it real. I used to find going on live and just speaking, you're the only one that's voicing. I found it weird, and then look at me now. That's why people say never, because boy, you really get tested. You really get tested. Like, nobody's exempt. Damaris is gonna live his long best life in life without parole. I guess some people, my husband was supposed to live till 37. Thank you, Manda. Falsely admitting, and do you know what? I can't even go into it, honestly. Do you know in the Bible it speaks about you can't change a person's mind because you'll just end up in an argument that's never gonna win? And like, it's justice for James Broadnax. Yeah, I'm gonna share more of it. The thing is, right now I'm just collecting like all the legal work, putting it all together, because I want to ensure that when I'm talking about it, I can start showing receipts about his innocence. I need to put everything together, like stuff like how the only African American juror who was struck off the first time and then brought back in, he was friends with the two journalists that went to... Thank you, Rella. Honey bunny, sugar plummy. Do you have your headphones with you? You're living your best life. What are you drinking? San Pellegrino. Wow. I couldn't even spell San Pellegrino at your age.
Can I try and connect your headphones or your dead?
Hmm?
Are you going to use your headphones?
Yes, ma'am. Told to put my own. فالي من دير الشم. I was told to put my own headphones on. Yeah. I'm using them. Arlene, the DNA excluded him from the weapon and the victim's bodies. You know that, right? Like all the DNA evidence they had matched only to the co-defendant. There was literally no. The only evidence they used was a false confession, which they set him up, and then he was high on PCP, and then he took the blame for his cousin, and then also the rap lyrics. And bearing in mind, yeah, the book that they found, no fingerprints, nothing, right? And you know what's so crazy? Like, even the rap lyric book, like everything that they found in the car, they said it was his. So, but bearing in mind, there was so much stuff in the car that was mixed with his cousins. They went as far as saying, like, oh, there was a pair of Nike sneakers and it had his DNA on it, right? James was a size 12. I've got his sneakers in my suitcase. I've got his Nike sneakers in my suitcase, right? His Air Maxes that he wore whilst being in prison. And they try to say, "Oh, there's some DNA on on a pair of sneakers." James wore filler sneakers. That those were his, right? Because he's a size 12. The DNA they found on the sneakers was a size 10, which was Damaris's size, and his DNA was all over. There was three people's DNA on those sneakers, but they tried to use that. Oh, but you know his DNA was found in that sneaker. Doesn't matter. It would have never fitted his foot because money speaks. Manipulation speaks. Finding a vulnerable black boy who doesn't have no family support, doesn't have nothing, they thank you. They literally just they abuse it. Like they abuse it. Like they try to say, oh, there was no racism because the prosecutor was black. So it was okay for the prosecutor to call him an animal from Animal Planet, a new breed, a thug, because he's black, right? It's 9:41. Hi, Varnica. I'm just kind of like taking it a little easy, but I'm looking forward to start releasing these receipts, to start releasing. Hold on. Memes, bring me that bag, please. What can we do to honor him? I'm not sure. I think we're gonna keep his name alive. That's all he wanted. Yeah, honey. Like, okay, this, right? This is the transcript of, what's this transcript for? The reporter's record, right? And this was Sean Rabb talking about how there's just so much to go through. This is like the transcript. This is the transcript of Sean Rabb and other people that was on the stand. So it's like, this is only one thing. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I am going to go through all his legal work again and just start highlighting stuff and just putting it all together. And even if the justice system failed him, at least his name will forever be out there. Like, people will know. Thank you, Harry. That's what I'm going to do. Like, justice system can fail him, that's okay, but the truth will always come back. And, you know, whatever was in the dark will always come out to light. And that's what I'm going to do. Thank you so much, Kelly. 2008. No, thank you. Thank you. Do you know what's so crazy? A church in Texas did an article how James's case changed the perspective of the death penalty for them. His lawyer showed me. Like loads of people have messaged me saying like the perspective on the death penalty has changed since James's case, because just by me speaking out about it, and this is why so many people are so adamant to shut my mouth by threatening me, by saying horrible stuff to me, because what they want to they want to make me feel small and put fear in me to not stop speaking. That's never going to happen. And I hate the fact that he had to pass in order for changes to be made. But you know, if somebody was such a horrible person and they were an evil person, even God won't allow their names to be of something. Like, you don't understand. You don't like. Do you know how many people? Pô, é com physics. Do you know how many people get executed every day? Like, there's 3 executions, I believe, today and tomorrow. Like, some people get executed and nobody ever know. Fale me dir clear. Nobody ever know about them. Like, it's sad, but there's a reason why God allowed James's name to be out there. Oh, honey, executions have increased massively in the US since the new administration. And they're trying to expedite executions. Like, I saw some influencer and she was like, young lady, bearing in mind, yeah, no knowledge on the death penalty, slurping her mouth off with food, talking about, oh, we need to expedite executions. Like, sister, do you even know? Like, do you know what annoys me so much, right? Is the fact that the people that this administration, this government won't even, that is against you. Like, there are certain communities that, you know, Texas government don't even respect you, and you're coming up and speaking out loud for these people. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Like, how are you for a system that does not even like you? That does not respect your wishes, your beliefs, your ideologies, your religion. I believe Claudia, a lovely lady Claudia, she opened a GoFundMe account. But yeah, like, that's the thing. Oh, okay. That's okay. Like, that's the scary part for me, is when people speak for a system that won't even protect them. If your name ain't Peroxide Karen and Redneck Bob, if you do not look like the people that they want you to look like, if you do not believe in their ideologies, honey, you can protect these people and they won't even bat an eyelid to you. Thank you, Kelly. I just wish people used more knowledge. Like they actually came out their own way to gain the knowledge regarding how systems work and how people work. And like you have to remember, you are working with the most smartest people on seats that are very good analysts. They know how to rage bait you and how to get you their way. Like, oh wow, I definitely will. They dehumanized him because it fitted their narrative. And that's why when I came in the picture and I started speaking the truth of what has happened from 2008, all of a sudden I'm getting threats. I'm getting this, I'm getting that. If it was the truth the last 17 years, why are you panicking? Why are you stalking me? Why are you threatening me? Why are you to the point they're petitioning to get me executed? You can't execute me. Like you was able to execute my husband because you caught him in a corner at 19. How are you going to execute me? Tell me now. You think I'm going to go to the level you want me to go down to for me to give you the last laugh? No, because guess what now? Guess what now? You thought you can get, look at God. Look at God. Even though me and God are beefing right now. Look at God now, right? You thought that the war was going to end when you execute my husband. But guess what God did? He left something behind for him, his wife. When two people get married in Christ, right? They become one. One. And guess what God did? They left the other half in this earth to keep on fighting. Think about that. Think about that. The same woman, the same people that thought they were going to kill him and get away with it and keep on lying and lying on his name, God said, no, 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 because I am a just God. I'm going to leave somebody behind to keep on fighting for him. And now guess what? I live rent free in these people's minds. I live rent free in these people's minds. We got married in Polensky unit, in other words. Sorry, 2 seconds. Like, that's where people forget. That's where people forget. You can go to church and scream hallelujah from the bottom of your lung to the top. But when your posture in your heart is not in the right place, there is still a God that judges with justness, with justice. God does not discriminate nobody. So when people sit there and thought, oh, like when they used to say, James will never get saved in Christ, he's the enemy, he is the devil, thank you. James is the devil. Look at God. My husband committed his life to Christ. He was supposed to get, that's what I'm saying. Like, you cannot go. You can wish death upon somebody. But do you know how many times James nearly died before this execution day? Like when I tell you the enemy wanted him dead to the point that one day in prison he was laying down and his lung collapsed. His lung just collapsed. If that wasn't the enemy trying to end his life, like I used to say to James, the fact that you are triggering the enemy so much that he needs to end your life. He needs to come kill, steal, and destroy. There's something about you that only God sees. As a lawyer, which I believe you are, how do you feel about Texas and Tanner Horner? It's not even, so this is the thing. As a lawyer, as a lawyer, you have to ensure that you follow the laws correctly and the legal standards and the legal testings in order to be so certain that somebody did commit a crime. Morally, for me, I'm not even gonna lie, because people have said to me, what if it happened to you? I'll be honest with you. If my daughter, God forbid, but if my daughter got murdered, if my daughter got unalived, right? I will still not request the death penalty because I don't want to fall in the same category as that person. Like, I don't want blood in my... I still fear a Lord, you know, before all of you, before any of you, because we are all made out of dirt and back to dirt we shall return. I have to answer to God alone. I don't have none of you here protecting me behind me because all of you have to care about your own spirits and souls. So, yeah, sure you can. Like, I have to worry. They probably are already. Faliminderit. Like, that's what I'm saying to you. So it's like when people, and the craziest thing is, people think, yes, in the worldly realm, he was unalived without a choice. But you do realize nobody can leave this earth without the authority of the Lord. It's unfortunate how people end up being unalived, but or how they pass into the other out of this world. But no man in this earth can leave this earth without the authority of God. When people say, "Oh, your life gets somebody's life got cut short," no, it didn't. God knew. God, before you were even born, God knew when you were going to be born and when you are going to die. In every religion. So nobody's life ever gets cut short. It just happens to be that God gave the authority for your life to be ended, but unfortunately in a way that in the human eye is not acceptable. And some people pass peacefully, and some people pass from cancers, and some people pass from illnesses, and some people... Thank you, 100%, 100%, Jazzy, because the Lord speaks about it in the Bible. Before you were born, I knew your destiny. I know what is for you and what is going to happen to you. So as much as I'm annoyed and I'm upset, I still have the belief that that's when God wanted him to go. People don't know he was actually supposed to be executed last year. April 30th, and God didn't want that. They've been requesting for execution date from 2022. From 2022, they kept requesting an execution for him, but it was God's will that he passed away 20 days ago. Am I happy with it? No. Am I angry? 100%. But God always speaks about, you do not know what I'm doing now. You will not understand it. So rest in peace, Casey, 100%. But let me tell you something. Matthew Butler's daughter is incredible. Like, I spoke to Michaela, I have her number. We would message each other all the time. Nobody is against Stephen Swan and Matthew Butler, but let's not act like we don't know. With all due respect, my husband's dead and these two men are dead as well. But let me tell you something. Let me make myself very clear. I don't need to badmouth nobody. Thank you, Brittany. I don't need to badmouth nobody, Casey. But we all know who Matthew Butler was because his own daughter, Michaela, called me and told me about his bipolar and his violence, which now his son has. And we were praying for her brother because his bipolar is so bad that she had to run away from home. So whilst people are sitting there putting dirt on my husband's name, let's not forget about other people's dirt. It's just it happens to be that people are cleaning everybody's plates and putting the dirt on my husband. Because I know where Michaela lives. I have a phone number, I have her address, I have everything. We were supposed to meet James, furthermore, wanted to meet that family. He begged, but victim support was making it difficult because victim support tried to say, oh, anything you and Michaela have a conversation about will be used against you in court. And I said, and James said, no, because I want to have a heart to heart with that girl. I witnessed her dad be unalived by somebody that is my family member. So at the end of the day, Michaela, to me, Matthew's kids are way more important than anybody else. And Michaela knew. Michaela knew that James didn't do it because she kept saying to me, my grandma tells me a different story compared to my mother, and I've never known what the truth is. And when she looked at everything, and she, especially when when the co-defendant admitted to doing it, she cried on the phone to me because everybody was hiding everything from her, that I was the only one that she would call to speak to about the case. And I will tell her straight up the whole situation, whether it worked against us or not. I've been on that phone to girl praying. That girl will pray with me. That girl, me and her spoke. Do you know what Michaela wanted? Michaela just wanted to spread the gospel. Michaela, all she wanted was to show the world what Jesus was about, which was about forgiveness, love, and mercy. Like, let's keep it real. That's why soon after that, they started talking about his bipolar, because they found out that Michaela had told me about Matthew's bipolar and how he was, but before he passed. So that's why they came out their own way to go on Dallas Morning News and speak about how he struggled with bipolar. You guys don't know nothing about of course, rest in peace. Rest in peace, every single person that lost their lives. 100%. But don't sit here and make it sound like everybody was innocent, like everybody lived an easy life, like too Christian. Listen, I go to church, right? I go to church. Do you know some demonic people go into church, but God forbid they get unalive. But because they attend church and they sit down as a seat warmer in that church, if a Christian person, we don't even know their walk with Christ. We don't even know their walk with Christ. But of course, we have to. As always, the journalists have told me, we have to write headlines to appeal to the public. And then they have dummies who sit there and like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, look at that. Like, if I'm going to debate with people, at least let it be emotionally intelligent, and let it be something that you're not going to sit there and take it personal. You're going to take it and you're going to be open-minded. A debate is not about just screaming, shouting, and trying to put your point out there and not being open to hear the opposition. So that's why I choose not to do debates, because not everybody is ready for a very structural and emotionally intelligent debate. I can promise you that. People just want to bring emotion to everything. If you want to sit down and actually have an open, mature debate without emotion involved, let me know. But I can't trust people right now. If you're going to come with a debate, you better come with receipts. You better come with actual facts that you knew Matthew Butler and Stephen Swan and their families. You knew Annette. You knew Annette Jones. You knew Teresa Butler. You knew her husband. You knew the Swans. You knew Deborah, his sister. You knew every single person. You knew me. You knew James. You knew his cousin Demarius and his family. If you're going to come in a debate, you need to get those facts so straight and so real that when I sit down and have a debate with you, you are so certain you know everything factual and not opinion and emotion. Because emotion and opinion is what gets you killed. Hi, Emma. Do you want to go on with me? I don't know. I don't know right now. I don't know. How am I not sad? What what is sadness to you, honey? What is sadness to you? You don't even know how I'm not sad. You don't listen. Oh, I'm not sad. Okay, honey. Nobody sees the break. I don't need to show nobody my panic attacks, my breakdowns, my jumping out of my bed, terrified because I feel like I'm still in the room. Nobody sees how I can't even go into my bedroom. Nobody sees that I've been stuck on this sofa for days. Nobody sees that I can't even leave the house. I'm terrified to leave the house. Nobody sees how just going to do school runs is a struggle for me. Nobody sees nothing. Nobody sees nothing. Oh yeah, James had the most beautiful smile. James, and he had the best laugh. I used to love his laugh. Like I would tell him, just laugh at me. All I want to hear is a laugh. 100%. Let me just check this redneck Bob, Sam. Let me just see something about you. Oh Jesus, help our souls, sir, sir. Oh honey, oh honey, the state of you. Sure, a crawfish does not. A crawfish has a better chance of finding a wife than you, honey. Oh, Holy Spirit, forgive me. Hey, Kendra. See, Petiana. James used to say, "You are wrapped around by Petiana." No, I don't speak to none of them, honey. Who are you? I don't know who you are. How do you know about my mum and brother? Um, I have to put those claws away. Did he get to have a funeral? No, James didn't want a funeral. James wanted to be cremated and brought to the UK so we can be buried next to each other. My therapy session's on Tuesday. Not that it matters. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Georgia. TikTok has developed very well. God bless TikTok. Mimrama. James was incredible. I miss his face. I miss him so much. I miss my best friend. He didn't get to have video calls because death row inmates are not allowed with video calls. But we was on the phone, so he would be on the phone from 2 till 8 every day, and we would be on that phone the whole time, 6 hours, like 6 hours on the phone, and like, and do you know what's so crazy on my call log, like I keep deleting all the new calls so I can still keep his name on there when he would call me. Yeah, sometimes I paid. A lot of times people helped us, but yeah, majority was from me. I love how people want to debate me, but they will not never be able to stand a minute or a second in a debate. Do you know what's so crazy? I was such a good debater back in the day that when I was in law school, the lecturers would make me. It was like $20 a day. The lecturers would make me debate against the whole class. That's how good I was at debating. Thank you. But that's the thing, like, I'm always going to answer the questions. James always knew this about me: good, bad, good. Like, people want to debate with me about his case. Like, they fully, like, beg me, like, let me debate. No, I'm not debating with you because you don't have the full transcripts. You'll never have the full transcripts. People don't realize, like, people don't realize a lot of stuff. Like, I've seen the crime scene pictures, I've seen autopsies, I've seen things that people will never, ever, ever, ever be able to see. Never. You're a mad lock from the minute you make a fake account. That's what you are. Yeah. I have messaged a cousin, but I don't believe he will ever reply to me. I messaged him, I think like it was, I think with I don't know if it was the first or the second day. Do you know what's so funny? The same guy that's trying to cuss me just came up, is a long time watcher and rising star to your live. Thank you. Thank you, hater. Thank you. Guys, one thing I can tell you is haters will help you in life, you know. Yeah, he's got 2 sisters and 2 brothers. No, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. Do you know why it doesn't bother me? Because it still won't bring my husband back. Whatever he has to say change does not change I can't even speak English, man. This is what happens when English is not your first language. Your words just come completely muddle up. How do I deal with grief? I don't know. I just take it day by day. I genuinely just take it day by day. Yesterday, I was a mess. Yesterday, Yesterday, I was a mess. Hence why it was best for me to just stay away from the lives. To the point that even Emma messaged me and was like, hold on a minute. Are you okay? Like, it was just best. If I went on live yesterday, I probably would have cussed out a few people. Like, I would have had a whole Tiana moment. Anything can trigger me right now. Anything. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know. I can't. Do you know what triggered me? The fact that my daughter's shoes ripped. What? That broke me down. Then today I had some meetings. I had to put on some makeup and I couldn't find my primer. It was right there. Do you know what? Keep this history of a Lilian person because I swear to God, this person has made it a working shift to always make sure he comes on here when I'm on. I love it. No, I didn't drive. I had a rental car and I literally told the team, I said, mm-mm, I cannot drive. I couldn't trust myself behind that wheel. Thank you. Our our favorite conversation. Do you know what? I loved it when we had Bible study. Like I loved it when we had Bible study. That was our favorite. I need to release some videos. Oh, here we go. When I hear girl, I know. Let me see this sadness of a human being. He's standing before a punching bag, yet his back looks like he's about to pull a strain it. Professional boxer. F asterisk 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 K around and find out. You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do shit. Like the way you're leaning towards that punching bag, you look like your back's about to leave you before you even throw a punch. Like you about to fuck around and find out. You ain't seen fuck around and find out yet. James used to say, I am the definition of that because he would see it himself. Wait, who does insurance explains UK? Do you know what I love? I love businesses when they come for me. Like, do you guys know about Google reviews? Do you guys not know about the reputation? Do you guys like people that use their businesses to come and cuss me out? Are you aware? Are you aware that you can lose your business based on your reputation on your mouth? Like all your businesses are public records. We can easily find it in one search. I'm just gonna add. How can you come for me looking like looking uglier than a crawfish? Like, get out of here. And I love them things to eat. And if people think they can come for my looks, please try it. Please try it. Because one thing about me is I'm so happy with it myself. A bit of Botox on my forehead, couple facials. Thank you. Listen, my husband saw me to be the most beautiful woman in this earth. I don't care about what anyone else has to say. Oh, 100%. I know my husband died attracted to me, in love with me, wanting to be with me, having a future with me. I don't care about nobody else. God has been, like, yeah, I'm so blessed that I had a husband who was 10 toes down for me. My husband died telling me he loves me. My husband died talking to me. My husband died. I was his last vision, his last voice. Like, oh, James had very thick curly hair. No, I wouldn't be in a relationship ever again in the future. I'm comfortable. Like, once you feel, let me tell you something, right? Once you feel that love, that genuine, not lustful love, and it goes, especially through passing of somebody's life, I am so ever, yeah, ever. Like, I'm always going to be looking. This, I keep saying this, I'm always going to be looking for my husband in somebody. And yeah, that's why James said, if you see it, the promise still stands. We always said forever and a day, because we always knew, like, I'm always going to look for my husband in other people. It's not fair on that. Bless that guy. Can you imagine? Like, all I'm ever going to think about is my husband. Like, that's all I'm going to ever think about. That man will not want to be with me. Never. Like, I was saying, I don't know if I was saying it, I was saying it 2 days ago or this morning. Like, honestly, the way my husband overcompensated because he couldn't give me what he believed he should have gave me being in the outside. No man can sit here and tell me, oh, I can't say good morning to you. Excuse me. My husband went above and beyond to make sure that I had a good morning message, and he was on death row. He made sure he worked with the different time zones to ensure that by the time I wake up, I have a good morning message. He ensured that he knew my timetable, he knew my schedule. I've got stuff on there where he's written down my schedule. He even knew my cycles. Like, he knew everything. He ensured that I was always ready for something. He prepared things for me. Like, he went above and beyond for me. And can you imagine these little hormonal guys sitting there and they say, oh, I didn't have the time to message you good morning. Excuse me? I beg your pardon? If my husband can do it from death row, you think I'm going to settle for somebody who sits there and says, well, why didn't you write to me first? Well, why didn't you call me first? Oh, why don't you come and meet me for... Never. We were together for over 2 years. It's coming to over 2 years. Like, there's no man can give me an excuse anymore. Like, literally, that's what I'm saying to you. Oh, he knew. Let me tell you, he knew a week before when I was coming on, because and then he'll go back in his calendar and he's like, yeah, you're definitely coming on because you're getting a bit too emotional now. Like, and then he will tell me, have you got your stuff that you need? Be prepared, get all your stuff. And like, it was like, that was James. That was my babe. He would pray for me. Like this, I have never had a guy. Never in my life have I had a guy who prayed like he prayed consistently for me. Consistently. Like, even if something, he was so detailed and caring. Like, he prayed for me more than he prayed for his own self. Like, If anything happened to me, he'll be like, we need to rebuke that in the name of Jesus. And he will sit there and he will pray and he will pray and he will pray and he will pray. Especially like when we got married. And that's why we were so angry that they did not let us get married from before. And they only gave us 2 weeks, right? Like they gave us 2 weeks because when we got married, our prayers were so changed. I'm a Christian. Our prayers were got even more powerful. Like my husband wouldn't even raise his voice to me. Like he wouldn't even. I always said this. I'm the chihuahua. I'm like, "Meow, meow, 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 meow," and he would just let me be done. And people know that I've been watching me. People will know. All he would say is, "Are you done?" He'd be like, "Are you done?" And what do you reply to that? I just stay silent. Let me tell you something. I have been around people, especially like males. I never had respect for certain males. It was hard for me to respect males. It was just so hard because I've been doing everything by myself. I've always been alpha female. When I tell you I had the utmost respect for my husband, like not because I was scared of him, but he made it easier for me to submit to him. Like it came to a point that I couldn't make decisions without him. I will always, if somebody said to me, his legal team or whatever came to me, and I would say, I need to wait for my husband to call me so I can literally ask for his opinion and speak to him. Like a man will make it easier for you to submit to them. Like he will make it easier because you will realize that submitting to that man is safe. He won't use his ego or his pride to abuse that. It's just, you don't even understand. Like, all my support system is in the US, majority of it. I have a couple friends here who are incredible. They're incredible, but yeah, majority of my system is back in the US. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, that man loved me and respected me. Like, obviously, we had our spats at times, we had our disagreement at times, and sometimes I'll be an idiot and he will be an idiot. But that man loved me, loved me. He was so proud. Do you know how many females, how many ex-girlfriends, how many people used to message him to try and to try and pull him away from me? Like, even on the day of his execution, some ex-girlfriend, I wish I was the one that was with you. I wish I was with the one that was fighting for you. James looked at, like, me and him looked at these, he showed me. And it's like, he would get so upset and angry that these women would disrespect our marriage. Like these girls thought that by coming into his life because they were once his ex-girlfriend, that they can change his mind. Like he would just show it to me and we would just laugh about it and throw it in the trash. Like, oh, let me see you, honey. 90s baby girl. From the minute honey, you need to, do you know it's not cute anymore to not spell correctly? It's no longer cute. We left that back in the early 2000s, honey. We left that back in the early 2000s. And one thing I can tell you is, see us prison wives, because James hated that word prison wives. We know the kind of women that like to message men in the private. One thing I can tell you, one thing I can tell about us prison women, we see by the way you are if you message men in prison, and we can find out very quickly. All we have to do is send one photo of you, and the TDCJ or anyone in America will claim you very easily. That community is stronger than the outside social community. I can tell you that. Maisie, you can go on my TikTok and have a look. There's enough videos for you to know what happened in this case. In other words, he's passed. He was unalived. Yeah, James was best friends with everybody there. Like, James, do you know what's so crazy? The day before his execution, James, give me my other phone, please. Quickly. Yeah. Never mind. The day before, sorry, the day before his execution, the day before his execution, all the guys in death row got together and they sang Amazing Grace and they prayed together. And this is the thing, I was never his lawyer. I was never his attorney. So there was nothing for me to stop. Because I have the knowledge in the death penalty and I have the knowledge and I studied Texas law and American Constitution. I was able to have my say because I was his wife, and obviously I knew what was going on. So I was never working with his case directly because I was never his attorney. That's another thing that people are trying to make up, that I was his attorney and then I fell in love with my client. No. I furthermore paused my legal career to focus on him. I knew he was falling for me when, that makes me laugh. I knew when he was falling for me. I knew him for 2 hours or 2 months. Honey, you mean 2 years? Look at this craziness. Look at this craziness. Do you live in my bed? Like, yeah, he knew a lot about Kosovo. He knew a lot about Kosovo. He can actually speak the language. He learnt the language. But yeah. Some people don't help my ADHD, I swear. That's why I need to stay so focused and ignore the comments. I remember when I told him I had ADHD, he asked me to research it and learn about what it was to be with somebody who was an adult female with ADHD. Oh yeah, I knew he fell for me when as time went on, he would make like these little comments, but it came to a point. Let me tell you that. Okay, I have me and James used to do confession time, right? So he would talk to me towards like we now got to like the second month, third month, right? And he would talk to me, and I'm like, I would be so confused if he was so sly about it, like how he would go about it, and I'll be so confused, like, is this guy slyly flirting? But because our friendship, we were so focused on our friendship more than the relationship, it kind of kept going past our heads. And then I don't know what happened. I think we had a disagreement for the first time. No, we spoke on the phone and we wrote. Like, we used every form of communication. Every form of communication that we could. We spoke on the phone every single day for 6 hours a day from 2 till 8. And then because of the time difference, he would also make sure that I would receive a message every single day during my day, because obviously he was 6 hours behind me. He had a tablet. He would have a tablet. Like, yeah, I was able to visit him. I spent a lot of time with him. He has a tablet. Every inmate in Texas has a tablet. So this is the thing. When we started speaking in Kosovan, then they started having a translator because they realized like he had learned Kosovan so well that we started to speak in Kosovan, and then they started having a translator. Do you know general population? They're on the phones from 6 a.m. till midnight. And death row inmates are only on the phone from 2 till 8. It is expensive. Yeah, he learned Albanian in 2 years. Like he was no less than 2 years. Yeah, you know what I mean. Albanian, Kosovan, we all understand. Oh, Mike. Oh, Mike. Oh, Mike. Let me see your face, honey. Mikey. Mikey. Mike. I'm a dog lover. Don't like fake people or things that get it. Got it good. Oh, okay. Never mind. They do video calls only for general population. But Texas only allows video calls once a month for general population. Death row inmates, they don't have that privilege because they don't have the staff training for that. Yeah, I visited him all the time and it was always behind the glass. What do you mean, how? But yeah, we had learnt. I wrote to him when I was doing my master's degree and my paper was on racial disparities in Texas death row. I miss those calls. That's why I'm on live because at this time I would be on the call to him. Yeah. Someone said to me how sad it someone said to me that really, really hurt, like it touched me. Someone said your first and last hug. No, Maisie, I'm not from Texas. Honey, I ain't from Texas. You can hear it in my accent. So usually, I'll be honest with you, it would be 2 hours a week, and then you had a special visit once a week, and they would be Tuesday, Thursday for 4 hours each. But then sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, they allowed me to be on the to stay with him longer. They gave us extra time. No, we never touched until he passed. Yeah, I've got everything. I sent it off to be printed into a book, all our emails. Of course you're allowed a funeral. From the minute that person passes away, that person becomes your property, as they call it, your property. Thank you, Donna. Like, yeah. I knew that Polensky unit is the only death row prison in Texas. I've always known this. So yeah, that's how I went there. As soon as he passed, I was only allowed to spend 20 minutes with him because they were too scared about the poison, the lethal injection come into contact with me. And then we were together for 2 years before we got married. And then I saw him for 5 hours, 4 days later. What were your last words to each other? his last words was, "I love you, Queen, don't give up." And my last words were, stay awake, I love you, I'm sorry. I was supposed to stop this." And then when his eyes closed, I screamed, "Open your eyes, open your eyes, open your eyes." They don't allow last meals in Texas. He definitely felt the pain. He definitely felt the pain. You know that the injection that they give you, it's meant to burn your veins. So it's like it's meant to destroy your veins. That's how it kills you. If you see other history of other inmates, they say that they can taste it. It's like a burning sensation to your veins. Yeah. No, like I said to you, I went through a list of people who was on death row. And yeah, I went through a list of people that was on death row, and I just wanted somebody that just looked normal. And James, I always said it to people, James just looked like a Hispanic uncle in one of the photos. And I was like, well, he looks normal. He's about my age. I liked what he wrote on there. And I said, let me just contact him. Yeah, like potassium will burn your veins. And there's like another two chemicals in there. Yeah, so I just messaged him, and like I have my first ever message to him, and it was just so basic. And then I never thought much into it. I just thought if he messages back, he messages back. If he doesn't, I will still write this paper. Thank you. And he messaged me back, and we spoke every day since then. I know. I just wish he didn't. His last thing he heard was me screaming. They don't give him, I don't know what it's meant to be like this. It's meant to knock you out. Like, I don't know they don't give you no sedatives prior. So it's pretty much, I don't know what happened in that. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to stay. Guys, when I tell you, I don't know nothing right now. Like, I just live for every day. Sometimes I just want to sleep my days away. I wore this cream dress. I forgot what designer it was. It was a nice designer. Because we weren't allowed to wear white. Yeah, the lethal injection is the only option in Texas. Yeah, he had a meal just before. You're not allowed to wear white because Texas inmates, all Texas criminal justice inmates wear white. So you're not allowed to wear this. Yeah, I have loads of photos. I have even had photos out like a few hours before you got executed. Because Texas inmates, the Texas criminal justice inmates, they all wear white. So you're not allowed to wear the same color as inmates. And do you know what's so crazy? Tiana? Do you know what's so crazy? They actually have execution clothes, which is the other families were on the other side of the wall. Yeah. No, I don't want to share any more pictures of him and I, because some of them are very like private pictures of. No, he's not from Texas. He's from Arkansas. Yeah, he was able to appeal it, but they just wasn't listening to his appeals. They just kept ignoring it. Yeah, he was able to eat prior. He had what Huntsville was given to all the other inmates. Yeah, the crime happened. Well, yeah, I call it the incident happened in Dallas. So on the day of execution, they make you wear this like very smart because death row inmates they wear white, but then they have to wear this jumpsuit that has DR written on the back. And then on the day of execution, they make you. I've got those clothes actually. I've got all the last clothes he wore. And then on the day of his execution, they make him wear like this collared button up top and these nice pants. Yeah, so but I couldn't, do you know what's so crazy? I couldn't get those clothes because all the lethal injection had started leaking out of his sleeves, and like they just said that the funeral home said that because it's got a lot of bodily fluids on the clothing, they couldn't give it to me. 21 minutes. 21 minutes. At 4 o'clock, 2 hours before his injection. No, it's not a syringe. You just have, he has IVs on both arms connected, and we don't see how they can do it as fast as they like. They can do it as much as they like. We will never know. He was in prison for 17 years. He went in there when he was 19 and died at 37. Charged, he was convicted at 20 years old. Oh, yeah. If you people research the lethal injection, your minds will blow. So usually they say it takes minimum 20 minutes from the minute they go unconscious up until the time of death. It takes 20 minutes for in other words, for every vein in his body to be burnt and for him to go into cardiac arrest and to die. That's how long it takes. And you have to sit there and watch it. Yeah, he was a Christian. He was a committed, gave his life to Christ, following Christian. Yeah. Well, at first he didn't want me there. And then I made him promise me. And then after that, he just kept saying, I want my wife, I need my wife, I need my wife, I want my wife. He knew the date, December 17th. We found out. Faliminderit. Sorry, some things are going so fast. So the person was his parent. No, he didn't want none of his family there. Do you know who gives him the IV? Is it a doctor? It's definitely not a doctor. It will be a correctional officer who volunteered to press the button, but we will never ever know who that is. Yeah, I guess. Not an him. No, I didn't know him before the incident. No, they won't allow me to see him whilst he's being strapped in the gurney and they put in the IV. Like I only see him once he's ready before it all begins, the theatre, because it's a theatrical flipping scene. No, you'll never see who does the injection. Yeah, you will never ever know who did it. You will never ever find out who did it. For their own protection. These are volunteers. These are correctional officers that volunteer to press the injection. No, no, no. So what happens is you go in. So you wait downstairs. And then they will ring the phone. They will strap him in, put the IV in his veins, and then whilst that's all happening, they make you wait downstairs but they still have to wait till the last minute in case of any calls. And then once that phone rings, they will make you walk across the road, and they will make you walk into that room. And they say once you go in that room, you cannot leave that room unless it's an emergency or it's he's pronounced unalived. And literally you go and see him like that. That's when I started screaming and shouting, and I think I dropped a good few times. People kept, you can't leave the room. I don't know, they don't let you leave the room. And they just said that you cannot leave the room unless it's an emergency or until he's declared unalived. I'm guessing it's for protection because there's no cameras in there. So you will never ever know. There's no cameras in there, but there are always three people who run the prison outside waiting. I had James's lawyer, and the only reason James's lawyer was there, yeah, he stays behind the door. The only reason James's lawyer was there was because James wanted him there to protect me legally. Because I'll be honest with you, if James's lawyer wasn't there, they was willing to do anything stupid in there. Crap, something just dropped. Can't bother to pick it up. That's one of the reasons James ensured that his lawyer was there to protect me legally, because the way they were acting in there, some, like, you knew some people went in there, some people like the media of Texas, they, like, she did not like me. She did not like me at all. She just did not like me. Hence why she went she went and did an interview completely lying. The one that I posted up on my TikTok, she did not like me at all. Oh, honey, do you know there was an after party? No, there was an after party. They did a countdown to his execution, and then there was an after party. Yeah, literally, it's just a thin wall that separated us. They heard everything I said. They could hear my screams. Like, they didn't like the fact that I screamed. They were angry at the fact that the attention wasn't on them. So they were so angry, like, why was the attention all on her? And, like, yeah. Like, there's pictures of them coming out with cups, and like they just came out the bar and watched the NFL, like, smiling. You know, they had a buffet. Do you know what's so crazy, right? They had a buffet. We weren't even allowed to bring water into the death chamber. We couldn't even bring a water bottle into the death chamber. Like, we couldn't bring nothing. They had a buffet beforehand. They went in there with drinks. Like, what? But yeah, because I'm the only one that's alive, and I'm the only one that can speak about my husband. Like, it's pretty much about me, but you're making it about me because you're talking about me. You're on this line. Oh, leave it. Let it be, man. So you girls are crazy. About it's all about me. Yet you're hiding behind a fake account. Like, you don't even have the balls to come on here with your face. They can't know because we weren't allowed to see each other. Do you know what's crazy? I actually bumped into one of them with I bumped into the one of the mothers before we went in, and she was like, our cars literally passed by, and I saw her, and she was fully laughing, smiling. Like, you would have thought fully. No, there's no cameras in there. There's no cameras. No, what? They attack me till this day. They still cuss me out. They stalk me. Like, they consistently are after my neck. Like, they hate me because the truth is coming out. They hate me because I'm really, like, they went above and beyond to start lying about James's case. They made a website about him. Like, they, like, literally consistently lied and lied and lied. Like they tried to say, oh, they've got the craziest thing is they went even went above and said, oh, we've got all the legal documents we're releasing, right? I said, okay, release it. Release it. They didn't have nothing. And then when I started releasing real documents from the court, they started panicking. Like I told them, you do realize, like, with all due respect, I have autopsies. I know I have autopsy pictures. I can tell you exactly where that bullet went through and where that bullet came out. Like, and I know that never happened from my husband. I know my husband didn't do it because there's enough evidence. They knew. They knew. Like, do you know what's so crazy? Let me tell you this, right? And I can say it because I'm a white woman. Everybody started saying that they've always been known to be racist. Do you know what they do? The first thing they do is upload a picture of their son with a black man. Some white people, they baffle me. The ideology of, oh, but I've got a black friend, that doesn't make me racist. You think I ain't sat down with people like you in one table when you guys make silly comments about black people, but because you have a black friend or a black associate, you're not racist? I know my race. They're racist in the indoors, but they won't do anything in the outdoors because they don't want to be in trouble with the police. So they'll be fake before them. So about, oh, that I've got a picture, my son's got a picture with a black man, so he's not racist. Come on. Come on. I can say this easy. Because I sat in tables with people like that. I had parents who were racist as hell. So, but then in public, they will be super respectful because they don't want problems with the authorities. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it very, very real. You could be sitting beyond racist people and not even know it because they will smile in your face. It was an after party about James's execution. Yeah, like I see them. They consistently play in my head. Whilst I close my eyes, they play in my head. Whilst I'm sitting, they play in my head. I can't. Like, do you know what's so crazy? These people, like, they pay media to say things, right? They paid the media to say things that works for their benefit, and then they will run and then replay it on social media. Like one of the media people of the state said they were stoic. They ran with that word and ran with it and ran with it. But then there was pictures and people testimonies about how they were laughing and how they did this and they did that. Then they talked about, oh, it was a stall tactic. But one of their mothers was so emotionally crazy and evil that she would post up about how the AG, how Ken Paxton was teaching her what to say. I've got screenshots. But apparently they're not racist. But why? So if you're not racist, why didn't you say nothing about the jury when it was all white? But you were pushing for an all white jury. Why was you pushing for an all white jury? Why did you push for a black prosecutor? Why did you like I'm not gonna lie, I will be honest with you. I'll be fully honest with you. I know nobody's like me. But if I was in their situation and I saw racism in the courtroom, no matter what has happened, I don't care if my loved one had passed. Fairness is fairness. Do you think I'm going to sit there and use my race to unalive somebody else? Come on, man. Like, I don't care what happened. If you're going to prosecute somebody because they did something, yes, they may have done it to me. I'm not gonna. Maybe I'm just too forgiving. I'm a very forgiving person. I'm that kind of person. I'll think James and I were the same. We would forgive you, but we would, hey Remy, how are you? We would never ever speak to you again. Like, I was always so. People used to say to me, "What if your daughter got killed and unalived?" Right? Listen, let me tell you something. Even if she got unalived, there is nothing in this earth that I can do to bring her back. Nothing, even with my husband, there is nothing in this earth I can do to bring him back. So why am I, whilst I still have to live in this earth, they've gone to heaven. Why am I in this earth trying to lower my level to the people? Thank you. Supposed to be jury of your peers. That means including people that look like you. But yet they had to exclude every black person from the jury. Yes, he did. He admitted to go to YouTube, go on YouTube to Justice for James Broadnax, and you will see the cousin explicitly speak about how he convinced James to take the blame and why he didn't speak for 17 years. Do I hold hate for Demarius? No, I don't care for Demarius. No matter what he says now, it's not going to bring my husband back. Like, God will deal with you. Listen, one thing I like to do is, and I find peace in, I will leave people to God. I leave people to God. Yes, I may be petty. Yes, I may be annoyed, angry, but I just leave you to God because I'm scared of the afterlife, you know. I know there's a life after this, and I definitely don't want to be in the lake of fire for the rest of my days. That's one thing for sure, and two things for certain. I definitely don't want to end up in the lake of fire. Hi, Sarah. No, they're not going to execute him. They're not going to execute him. They're protecting him. That's why they never, ever, ever pushed for the cousin. I have screenshots where the mother, Butler, Teresa Butler, speaks about that she knew James didn't do it, and that how Damaris was the one that planned it and wanted it to happen and did it. She's always known, but for some reason, they always protected the cousin. Thank you. Well, that's a question I kept asking James and I kept asking everybody. Why is everyone protect? Because, for a long time, they made it sound like James was the lone actor in this, that he never had a co-defendant. It was so weird how they protected the cousin so much and that they didn't even pursue the death penalty for him. Like, it was just so weird the way they've always kept him in the dark. Like, he was never in the case. The whole thing was so weird. Yeah, I was there at the execution. Thank you, Sarah. The whole thing was just weird. Yeah, and you know what's so crazy? His cousin is darker skinned than James. They didn't even care about, they didn't even care about do you know what they cared about? Let me tell you what they cared about, right? They didn't care about the false confession. They didn't care about the evidence. It was a point when James was obviously high. James was high in the interviews, right? And they ask him, what do you have to say about the families? And he says, F them, right? After that moment, for 17 years, they wanted to get revenge for that word. They wanted to get revenge for that word. The mother said, I know I will never ever get closure. I just want to see him die so I can tell him F him, right? Oh, boring. Oh, you can repeat yourself. Thank you for bringing me so much knowledge into my life. Keep on repeating yourself. Keep on. I will do it for you too if you want me to. And they never ever cared. They genuinely never cared about James's stuff. They never cared about the evidence. They never cared about nothing. They just wanted, and then I said this earlier because I keep saying this all the time. They went above and beyond to lie, right? They went above and beyond to lie. Bearing in mind, guys, if you guys have been to a courtroom, you know there is at least minimum 50 people in there, right? Thank you, honey. There is a minimum of 50 people. James's case was such a high, big profile. There was more than 50 people, about 100 people in that room. Please tell me how only two people saw him laughing in that courtroom. Only two people out of a full room of people, only two people saw him laughing, and that was the prosecutor and Teresa Butler. And then they ran with that lie for 17 years. He did not get the chair. The chair does not exist. Educate yourself. And they ran with that lie for 17 years. Bearing in mind, let me tell you something crazy. When it came to Demarius's trial, they were doing their statements. You know, Demarius grabbed a chair, threw it at them, went psychopath in the middle of the court. But did they speak about that? No, they didn't. Why? Why? Why didn't they speak about when the cousin, whilst they were doing the statements, he grabbed that chair and threw it and went crazy? They couldn't even finish their last statements. But they don't speak about that. They say they were Christians. They go to flipping a Garland Baptist church. And even the same pastor that it preaches to them made statements about how James should be executed. Make it make sense. No, I don't. I've written to him, but I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to nobody. No, James, last time James spoke to his cousin was when they both were arrested and his cousin told him to take the blame. Well, you tell me, because that's why, no, he didn't get clemency, they executed him. I'm going to keep on clearing his name and I'm going to be advocating to the court to expose these stuff. Like, he was high on PCP. He took the blame because James never had a criminal record like Demarius did. Demarius was a gang member. Demarius was part of the Bloods gang, and that's where the weapon came from. And Demarius had been in juvenile jail from the age of 12, 13. So they knew that if the system knew that James, yeah, so they knew that James, because he didn't have a criminal record, his cousin convinced him to take the blame. His cousin had a history of robbery, and not only robbery, of violence. Like, his cousin was super violent. And even told that, his cousin, he's so violent, even in general population, that he spent more time in solitary confinement than the freedom that he had in general population. You know that, right? 17 years, he pretty much did death row. Because that's how violent he is. Of course, listen, James and his cousin were in the same prison for years, and James and them never run together because obviously they're two different sides of the prison. And we kept hearing that he was so violent they had to move his prison, and he had to go in, and he spent majority of his time in solitary confinement. James never caused any problems. Furthermore, right, when he went into jail, when he went to the jail county, they set James up to try and beat him up, right, to make him look violent. Obviously, James ended up in a physical fight with one of the guys in the jail before he was convicted of capital murder. Then they put that guy, then listen to this, prosecution put that guy that ended up in a fight with James on the stand. And guess what the guy said? He said it wasn't James's fault. I provoked him. Like, people don't know the amount of stupid stuff that these people did. Like, they would search his cell, bring a prosecutor to take pictures of his stuff in his cell, and then try and say, oh, this is why he's dangerous, because He had a photo of a woman, right? He had a photo of a woman, typical young boy prison crap, right? They don't have access to women. So he had a photo of a woman. They took a picture of that and they tried to make him look like a psychopath because he liked this photo of a woman from a magazine. Make it make sense. And they used, like, he had bubble writing. He had bubble writing of his nephew's name and stuff like that. They tried to say that the bubble writing was a gang. That's a name. That is a name of his nephew. How the heck is that a gang name? Like, they even put a psychiatrist, they put a psychiatrist who had never, ever, ever questioned James. This old man, he passed away. You know, that same man that never ever questioned James, he went on the stand, he used statistics and said, oh, that looks like it matches James, right? And then literally about 5 years ago, he recanted, but then he passed away because he was saying that if James ever gets an execution date or a retrial, he's happy to go back on the stand to say that I've never met this person. I was told to use the statistics to conclude that he was a psychopath. PCP, there's different types of PCP. The PCP that James used, I forgot, James used to tell me the word of it. The PCP that he used, you put on your marijuana and it makes you, the signs of PCP is that you become emotionless, you become like you lack emotion, you become very like agitated, very, his cousin was part of, I believe, of Bloods, because it's, yeah, you become paranoid, like you start to hallucinate, yeah, you start to hear stuff, you start to hallucinate. And that's why, like, if you go on one of my TikTok videos, I posted up when he tells them, when he got arrested, he tells them, I'm seeing shit. I'm seeing, like, excuse my language, but he says, I'm seeing shit. Help me. I need a psych lawyer. And they didn't even provide him that. They put him in front of 5 different interviewers. They knew he was high. They arrested him at 4 o'clock in the morning. And this is why I'm just like, I need to heal. I don't have time to sit here and heal. I need to get up and put all this paperwork together and stop posting it, like people to see what I'm talking about. And that's when people say to me, you need to heal, you need to heal. And I'm like, yeah, I will heal when I die. That's fine. Like, I will be at peace the day I die. But right now, I need to prove. I need to prove what they did to James. I need to prove it. Like, because I have every document to show that he did not do it. Of course, my husband regretted it so much. Like, how long after his arrest was the interview? 4 hours. 4 hours. And he was put right, and even to the fact that, like, for example, the CEO, the correction officer that went to pick him up, they told her to tell him that he had a general visit. That's because they knew that's the only way they can get him out of the cell, because he wouldn't leave the cell. And then the families go off and lie and say that he was interviewed 4 days later and he couldn't have been, like, the fact that the families were allowed to lie is beyond measure for me. And that's why they don't like me. That's why till this day they still stalk me. That's why till this day they still harass me. That's why till this day they keep coming after me, because I keep talking. And then for the fact that, because that's why I say, right, if you are so 10 toes deep down that you were telling the truth when I started speaking, why did you go above and beyond to create Facebook pages, to create websites, to attack me, to threaten me? Let me tell you something, right? No, they didn't arrest me. I've never been arrested a day in my life. Yeah, so the fact that like they threatened me and stuff like that, and I kept saying to them, if I've been telling the truth for the last 17 years, whatever you're saying won't even bother me because I know the truth. I know the truth. I will be like, all right, cool, you can keep on lying, but I know the truth. I don't need to fight, shout, and scream. Yeah, I spent a lot of time with him. Yeah, they hope I'm going to stay quiet. They watch me. I'm telling you now on Facebook. When I tell you, they watch me like a hawk, like a hawk. And Teresa Butler deleted all of he's in general population, but he because of his history in the prison of not like not getting along. He's spent a lot of time in solitary confinement. What they are watching me now. They send people like they send their own people, and then obviously because she said so much crazy stuff, like she exposed the truth. You know, some people they're so emotionally so fueled that they just speak everything. She did that. So I've been screenshotting stuff the last 2 years, right? And when I exposed it and I told people to go on her page to look at it, she deleted everything. But it was too late because see, guess what? Thank you, Jesus, and thank you, Apple, for screenshots. I don't know. I don't speak to the cousin. I have no interest about the cousin. Teresa Butler is one of the victims' mums. She was the one that spoke about how how the AG is helping her, how they've got connections with the AG's office, how they like this woman really baited herself out, and she as soon as I told people go into her Facebook and check, she deleted everything. Deleted everything. It's now private. You can only see two things now. But she's always watching me. Always watching me. I know that family very, very well. I spent a lot of time finding out about that family through their granddaughter, through Matthew's daughter. Because Matthew's daughter did not like what her grandma was doing. She was the encourager to the point. Let me add extra to this, right? But Teresa Butler used to get her sister to attack me directly, right? And to the point that I've got a screenshot where, can I even bring the screenshot? I don't even know how to do this stuff. Like where I can show you. How do I do it? Can I post something in the background? Let me see if I can do it. I don't know how to do this. The green screen. I'm too flipping old for this stuff. Let me see. It's Jesus. I need to grow up. It's not letting me green screen. Okay, I'm going to pause the live for 2 minutes. I'm just going to pause it for 2 minutes and let me see if I can fix it. It's not letting me do it. There's a green icon under filters. I can't see it. Oh, I know you guys are getting frustrated because like this dummy, she should know. It's not loading. It's literally just loading and loading, but it's not letting me do it. Yeah, it's not letting me do it for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting me green screen, right? But as I was saying, she would send her sister to attack me, attack me, attack me, attack me. Then after that, like, I wish I could put it up. It is annoying me. Then what she would do, she even wrote, like, I would screenshot stuff. And then she wrote, I can't wait to see something along the lines of, I can't wait to see you take your last breath or whatever. After James was executed and people started contacting her, Okay, after that, she turned around and was like, I'm against the death penalty. I was just supporting my sister. I am against the death penalty. I'm just so all of a sudden, after the truth started coming out, the family members started dividing even more. And some of the family members were telling me that they were only doing it because Teresa was making them do it. Teresa is Matthew Butler's mum, who still stalks me till this day. Why is it not working? I did, but it's not saying. It says enhance effects, stickers, music, video, voice effects, sound effects, dual background, and I keep pressing background, but it just doesn't. It just keeps like loading. So the other mum, she wasn't as vocal about it. Well, she was vocal to the media as well, and she was vocal to the media, and the other sister was Deborah was vocal to the media as well. But they stayed as silent because obviously Teresa was doing all the hollering. The Swan family would do things in the background, like they would contact the judges. They did an interview. Like, do you know what blew my mind? Yeah, the Stephen Swan's mum went on an interview and said, "People have died in my family without seeing James suffer. People have died in the family without seeing James suffer." And these are people that go to church. That's why I say to people, it's super important, whether it's church, whether it's mosque, wherever you go. That's why it's super important to have your own relationship with Christ, with your own relationship with Allah, with your own relationship with God. Because if you don't have that relationship, your personal relationship with God, and you see these people acting the way they're acting, you would hate God. That's why for me, I'm glad I had a relationship, a personal relationship with God, because if I didn't, I would have become an atheist like that. Like that. Like, yeah, me and God are beefing right now. But I know me and Jesus will always be best buds for the rest of my days, even though we're beefing right now. But I can never turn my back to Christ. Oh, there, found it. Hold on 2 seconds. Oh, it's not showing where it says take his last breath, but it's not. Oh, I'm gonna have to. I can't. It's not even showing properly because it's too big. Oh, dummy. It's not letting me do it. It's not letting me do it. I'm going to have to do it another day. It's not even about do you know what's crazy? Like bringing religion. It's not like the same people that say, "Oh, thou shalt not murder, an eye for an eye." That's the Moses law. Moses ended somebody else's life, by the way. Moses was a killer himself. So I'm gonna have to put it on the story. I'm still getting used to this. Moses was a killer himself. Jesus came into this earth. Why did Jesus come into this earth? Jesus came into this earth to correct the Moses laws, because they will take, I can bring the Bible, pardon me, I can bring the Bible right now where Jesus speaks about how people were abusing the Moses laws for their own benefit. Like people were, Jesus speaks in Mark, speaks about how people were abusing the Moses law for their own benefit. That's why the Lord had to bring Jesus into this earth, his only begotten son. So how can people, these hallelujahs, these fake seat warmers, and these people that sit there and pay stupid amount of money in tithing for the wrong reasons, because tithing is for your own spirit. Like, people don't realize the Bible also speaks about the false testimonies, the people, the false witnesses, the people that testify against somebody. Oh, here we go. Peroxide Karen's on there. Peroxide Karen, did Teresa send you, love? Peroxide Karen. Did Teresa send you, love? Because Teresa likes to follow me everywhere. Taylor245 is long time watcher and rising star to your live. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, honey. Thank you. God bless your soul. Hey. I became a Christian when I was 25. And I haven't even released the full evidence. I've released the crucial evidence, yes, but I haven't even released anything yet for you people to really be like, damn. No, I gave my life to Christ before I met James. I'm not saying it was perfect, but the best decision I've ever made. Law school was a mess. I looked like a mop. I looked like, I forgot what they're called. The American mops. Yeah, the evidence, the DNA is on my page. The DNA, like a lot of the stuff's on my page. I plan to release more evidence once I get, like, I want to put everything together and then actually start releasing it properly. How do I deal with a low mood? Do you know what I do? Yeah, I'll be honest with you. With this situation that happened, I just take day by day, day at a time. I have to be so easy with my life, with myself. Like, I actually, in a way, have to baby myself. In a way, like, I have to be so delicate with myself. I don't force myself to do anything. Like, I just take it day by day, day by day. I don't know. Like, guys, I'm telling you, the social media thing is so new to me. I genuinely don't, like, loads of people keep telling me you should do this and you should do that and you should do this. Like, yes, 100% I get unmotivated. Like, I have so much work to do and I haven't even done it. Like, the last 2 days, like, I had a massive phone call earlier today. I was supposed to send an email ages ago. I just closed my eyes and slept. And I have to now make sure, and I've got ADHD as well. Like, I've got ADHD as well, so it doesn't help. I just take, do you know what? One thing I can tell you guys, yeah, tomorrow is never promised. And when I mean that, I mean that. Well, thank you so much. When I mean that tomorrow is not promised, I mean that with my whole heart and soul. And I just take every single day. I take every single day as if it's my last. That's why the Bible says, do not worry for tomorrow, as tomorrow has its own worries. Like, and that is so true. I don't know. I genuinely, guys, I don't even know how to ask for help. I don't. I think it's just in the other ways, just support me. I don't donate. Oh, I am awkward asking for help. Like I used to live 5 years ahead, and when we all live 5 years ahead, that's how anxiety comes, because we're worrying about a future we do not know. Like, we genuinely don't know. What's the point of worrying about something we do not know? Just have hope and pray that everything will be fine the day later. Like, but just live for today. I don't know. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I'm that bad. I'm that bad. Duvet days. This is the problem with duvet days, right? You can get too comfortable on duvet days. What? Duvet days? What the heck? Duvet days. You can get too comfortable in that duvet that you never want to leave, because it's easier to just hide in that duvet. It's people, it's people that is forcing me to, it's people that are forcing me to heal, because me, I'm like, I haven't got time, but then my body breaks, and I could be sitting and I'll be fine, and the next I've got a flashback, or I've got a memory, or oh no. I can't speak to people that with the people that my husband had no relationship with. God bless Texas. Amen. Pretty much just had me. The only person he couldn't trust, the only person that he wanted, the only, not, and I say this humbly because I hate talking about it in that way, because it comes very like show offy, but genuinely, I was the only person that James had. Hence why I was the only person that was at the execution. I was the only person that he wanted near his body. I was the only person that all he wanted was me. But that would have been the same vice versa. I'm not even going to lie. All I ever wanted was my husband. I didn't care for nobody else. With all due respect, I love people. But if I was in the same situation as my husband, I would have said, I don't care for nobody else. Just, I need my husband. Because that's the only man I can trust with my body, with my life, with everything. People that knew James, people that I've spoken to, a lot of people that have known James from when he was young, right? And they will tell you James was known about loyalty. When it came to loyalty, James was known about loyalty. I haven't watched anything. I did look into it. So I'm actually speaking to my therapist on Tuesday about EMDR. Yeah. Me and the therapist were talking about potentially trying that out. Because I've done CBT before, but hello. Yeah. I'm not about to go to bed. I've got work to do. I've got some work to do that I need to email tomorrow. CBT works. I feel like CBT works better with younger ages. No. I'm still fighting his case. I'm still like, nothing changed. Nothing changed. I'm just struggling to do it, but nothing has changed. I know nothing's going to bring him back, but his name will forever stay alive. I'm not allowing my husband to be just another inmate that got executed, and whilst people speak bad about his name, there is no way. Don't hide your dirt to put dirt on my husband's name. It's as simple as that. A 100%. That's why I said people thought for 17 years that they were going to kill him and that it was going to end there and they will get their victory. But guess what God did? God left somebody behind to keep on fighting his voice, to keep him alive, keep his name alive. And he left me. And I just they were so obsessed with James for 17 years, obsessed with James, that now they've turned their obsession on me. And this is why I get frustrated, because James had a lot of supposed friends, right? These same friends that were fighting me over James. And they had known him longer than I did. And nobody was willing to fight for him, but they were happy to stay on the